Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing well and find yourself in good spirits. Today, I want to talk about a Mexican colloquialism. A colloquialism is a phrase that is used by a specific culture or country that has meaning to them, and it doesn't always necessarily translate. I became aware of this while doing some translating work of some technical documents that were going to, the legislature. And in the writing, the staff would use phrases like, boots on the ground, which stems from the military, but people use it to describe, there's actually people in place there working on that already. It's not just a concept, it's not just an idea, it's not in the funding stages. There's actually boots on the ground doing the work. And so that wouldn't translate to Spanish because that's not something that is used over there. And so yesterday, I was looking at one of my social media accounts, and I got this thing from the Institute of Culture in Mexico, and they were talking about a colloquialism. And I would hear this a lot growing up, and so I was really refreshing to see it pop up with an explanation. And so the colloquialism is chupaste faros, o ya chupó faros. Y ya chuparon faros. And so chupar is to suck. And faros is a brand of cigarettes in Mexico. I think it was like one of the cheaper brands. It's rolled with rice paper. The packaging is really simple. It's a cheap cigarette in Mexico. It's common. If you don't have a lot of money, you would smoke faros, Faros. And so if you go back even further, when people were still executed, either like during the revolution or afterwards, when there were executions of people, when they were before the firing squad, they would be, offered something, and they would ask for a cigarette. So they would be smoking a cigarette, and it's made with rice paper, so it has some sweetness to it. I smoked faros before. And so they would be smoking it as they were executed by the firing squad. And so to chupar faros means to pass away, to die. And that was how, slang people would say he died. Hey, have you heard so-and-so? Ese vato ya chupó faros. That dude already sucked the cigarette, which means he's dead. Later on, I saw it used as a metaphor for that's a wrap. You guys are done. Even if you weren't dead, you could say that was a wrap. You'd be somewhere and someone's drinking and everyone's still good, and that fool passes out. You might say, yes, he chupó faros con la fiesta. Like, he's dead to the party. So that's your colloquialism today. Chupaste faros means you died. Vete chupar faros is go die. Basically, it's to smoke a cigarette, to suck a smoke, and that means to pass away. And figuratively, it just means that's a wrap. It's over for a dude. He might still be alive, but you could say, everybody turned on him. He got kicked out. Nobody wants him. There's a target on his back. You say, man, ese vato ya chupó faros. Dead man walking, right? So that's your colloquialism lesson for today. I hope you like it. Another one that I would hear, and I would have to kind of research it a little bit to see where it comes from. I have an idea that it's that one's about scarcity. And the colloquialism is ni mais palomas, which means not even grain pigeons. And so an example of that would be if, let's say you're at a party and the guys are in the garage and they're drinking beers, and now the beers are gone. Someone didn't plan well, and there's no beers left. They got to go do a beer run, buy some more, what have you. And then let's say, someone comes out from the house and says, hey, they want some beers in there, but they're all gone. You would say, ni mais palomas. Like, I don't even got grain for you, pigeon. And I think it's because grain was like such a staple that it was the most, like, it was so fundamental to tortillas, to feed for animals, for so much was dependent on the grain, that to not even have grain means you are in a condition of scarcity. You don't have anything to give, or they don't have anything. So if someone came up to you and said, "Hey man, you got a couple bucks I could borrow?" Ni mais palomas. I ain't even got corn for you, pigeon. So there's two colloquialisms: ni mais palomas y chupaste faros. Some Mexican culture for you. You don't hear that used here in the United States. It's not really a Mexican American thing. It's a Mexican thing. And I just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully, you start using them in your daily speak, and just, introduce the Mexican colloquialisms here as part of the American experience and culture. I use them anyways. If I'm talking to Mexican people, I still use them, and I think they're cool. I'll look for more, or try to think of some other ones and then share them. And if I can't come up with any, then ni más palomas. This segment chupó faros. Peace and much love.